The Egyptian Experiment. This video explains how I see the Egyptian experiment from a business perspective. Human rights in Egypt. The implementation of the unique national number concept at the Information and Decision Support Center IDSC integrated all public and private services around the ordinary person. Few countries implemented such an integrated concept. It is the basis for visibility and transparency and exposing corruption. It is the highest respect for human rights. Egypt is now in the era of digitalization.
Back in 2011, Egypt faced a turbulent time. February 9th, late President Mubarak withdrew. The country's spirit and call for human rights to live and prosper suffered a severe setback. Muslims Brotherhood had had a chance to govern. Egypt was on the brink of bankruptcy. On June 30, 2013, Egypt refused that false ideology and the entire nation stand up together to stop the Muslims Brotherhood. Egypt removed the Muslims Brotherhood on July 3, 2013. The new Egypt starts after rejecting the Muslims Brotherhood.
From bankruptcy to prosperity. Egypt's history spans back to more than 7,000 years with a well-preserved civilization. Egypt initiates history. Egypt connects the East with the West and the North with the South. The new Egypt's challenge is to overcome the almost bankruptcy state following the one-year ruling by Muslims Brotherhood to prosperity. Fully financed by the ordinary Egyptian people, the expansion of the Suez Canal in just a one-year time sparks a clear indication for the profile of New Egypt. The new spirit of New Egypt emerged on August 6, 2015. Egypt announced its gift to the world. A new Suez Canal and the establishment of a global logistical and industrial hub, the Suez Canal Zone. The economic zone of the Suez Canal raises the slogan Investment for All. Medium and small projects on demand. Electricity was the second challenge. Egypt cooperates with Siemens of Germany to install big gigawatt-hour power plants for national domestic use and export. Infrastructure. Egypt rebuilds and expands its infrastructure starting with roads to connect cities, ease commuting, transport of goods, and access to touristic attractions. 4 tunnels were, successfully, drilled under the Suez Canal to link its eastern with its western side. Developing Sinai and populated as part of increasing the living standards. New bridges were constructed to ease traffic. Among these, the Rad al Farag axis is connected over the River Nile by a new sustained bridge on the national roads. Regional ring road linking new, existing cities, as well as the very attractive North Coast. Egypt cooperates with Germany and Siemens to implement a high-speed train. Egypt implements monorails. Reconstruction and development of Cairo, Heliopolis, and downtown regains its position as a beautiful city. Egypt is an open museum.
Resources. Egypt explores its vast natural resources, making use of the availability of sun at an average of 3,450 hours annually. With the cooperation with World Bank, Egypt builds Benban solar energy plant. The Danish Energy Agency helps Egypt on the journey towards a greener future. Gabel El Zayt plant, a wind farm complex, generates electricity from wind energy. Egypt cooperates with international oil and gas explorers to find oil and gas at mainland and offshores. The result is very promising. Egypt's assigned economic zones pave the way to discover huge gas fields. Starts with Zohr, the largest gas discovery ever to be made in the heart of the Mediterranean. Noras, Nor, and Bashrus adds to the gas fields map. More than 100 trillion reserve, confirmed. Oil platform industry. Made in Egypt. Egypt found its gold mines. Golden Triangle in Upper Egypt. Egypt's black gold will be used in the airplanes and cars industry. Olamol Road is cut in the middle of Rocky Mountains. New Galala International City is developed. Marble mountains are discovered in El Galala. Underground water at the Western Desert.
Reforms. When the country stands stable on the ground, it introduces reforms. Christine Lagarde lauds Egypt reforms. World Bank mentions Benban solar projects in Aswan. Egypt is their best projects in the world. Kristalina Georgieva, supported the Egyptian government in facing coronavirus, COVID-19. International Monetary Fund and EU backed up the Egyptian programs. Egypt defined its economic zones. 7 member states: Cyprus, Egypt, Greece, Israel, Italy, Jordan, and Palestine established the East Mediterranean Gas Organization. Both France and the USA requested to join. Confidence in the Egyptian economy is growing. The Egyptian experiment proved itself.
Sustainable development. With its huge resources, Egypt starts ambitious sustainable development projects. Building a new capital city, new cities, and industrial cities. Egypt strives to achieve self-sufficiency and then export. Creating new areas and projects in the fields of fish farms, agricultures, livestock, foods industry. Building largest city for food industries, wheat ears, silos, modern foods machinery. Using robots to improve its manufacturing industry. Increases its production of petrochemicals products. Phosphate, textile, marbles, mining industry, iron and steel. Egypt is successfully decreasing pollution by using its gas resources in the cars industry. Egypt increases its local industrial components and the feedings industry, creating demands for modernizing the entire industrial sector. Egypt is in the cars manufacturing industry, the electronics industry and the drones industry. With all the progress in the country's infrastructures and increase of resources, Egypt sparks a major national plan by the name Dignified Life. Slums-free Egypt. Egypt delivers turnkey fully furnished flats. The country is now busy developing Egyptian villages for the benefit of more than 58 million Egyptians. I kept asking myself how this could be possible. The answer is simple. The new Egypt, build the infrastructure, add value to SANS and invite investors and people. All without costing the new government much. Investors rush to participate in stable projects with undervalued Egyptian currency and positive growth. Africa 2019. Egypt is the port of Africa. Under Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt. CNN's Richard Quest presented Investment for Africa. 10,228 km Trans-African Highway. African Development Bank, AFDB, supports the highway. It will enhance the movements of people and goods between South Africa in the south and Alexandria in the north. Passing Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Zambia, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia and South Sudan.
Egypt and Tanzania relations root back to the era of President Gamal Abdel Nasser and Julius Nyerere. Egypt builds the Julius Nyerere hydropower station of Tanzania. The first dam that is built by Egyptian hands and an alliance between the Arab Contractors Company and Al Saudi Electric. Julius Nyerere features a dam with a total length of 1,025 meters at crest level and 131 meters height with a capacity to impound approximately 34 billion cubic meters of water. The plant is located on the Rufiji River in Selous Game Reserve at Morogoro area, southwest of Dar es Salaam. It will be the biggest plant in Tanzania with a capacity of 6,307 megawatt-hour per year. Electricity to Europe. Africa Interconnector. An HVDC interconnector and submarine power cable between the Greek, Cypriot, and Egypt power grids. The interconnector is an energy highway bridging Africa and Europe. It will have a capacity to transmit 2,000 megawatts of electricity in either direction. Annual transmission capacity will be rated at 17.5 terawatt-hour.
The Egyptians' successful experiment. Proven opportunities to prosper across nations. A model for all African nations and the world. It requires respect of human rights. Fighting corruption through visibility and transparency. Egypt, Kuwait, and Denmark have fully integrated concepts for civil registration around the individual layman. Building the country's infrastructure. Discover the country's resources with the cooperation with the entire world. Reforms. Sustainable developments. Achieve self-sufficiency and export. Dignified life for the ordinary layman. Add values and increase the wealth of the country. Egypt has extensive experience in each of the 7 requirements. Egypt builds trust with the entire world, cooperating with the world organizations, European Union, Africa, the East, the West, and offering its experience to build and rebuild. I consider the Egyptian experience as a premium for opportunities across nations to prosper. It differs from the Afghan, Iraqi, Syrian and Libyan experiences. Imposed external values through military actions cannot change a country. However, the economy can improve and change lives in any country. Women's rights to education will naturally develop when the standard of living is raised. It is not just an Egyptian experience. It is a model of progress through the economy. Collaboration creates win-win opportunities. I salute the man behind turning Egypt from bankruptcy to new Egypt. I congratulate the vision and determination of His Excellency, the President of Egypt, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Egypt is prosper with confidence and is open for cooperation with the entire world.